Dehanyatvanna me janma jara karshalayadayaha shabdadivishayai sango nirindriyayatanacha. Dehanyatvat, because of its being other than the body, na, not, me, for me, janma, birth, jara, wrinkling, karshya, senility, layadayaha, death, etc. Shabdad vishayaihi, with sense objects such as sound, etc. Sangaha, association, nirindriyataya, because it is without the sense organs, na, not, cha, and. I am free from changes such as birth, wrinkling, senility, and death, for I am other than the body. I am unattached to the objects of the senses, for I am without sense organs.
Namaste. So in the previous verse, 31, it ends, realize by discrimination that you are the stainless Brahman. How? Well, the next series of verses, the next section in tmabodhah, is about how to do that. And this verse is the beginning of that section. That is like a mantra or a prayer to determine who I am, what I am, and to identify with Brahman. I am free from changes. Huh? Who is that? Nobody that we know on this planet. Everybody, and not only every human being, but every living being that we know of on this planet is born, exists for some time, possibly produces some byproducts or offspring, and then disappears. So we are not changeless if we identify with the body. We're only changeless if we identify with Brahman, because Brahman never changes. Observe your consciousness. Although the contents of the consciousness may change, and they will change, the nature of consciousness itself is always the same. Whether in Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, or Turiya, consciousness is awareness. Awareness of what? That's the question. In Jagrat, it's awareness of the senses and the sense objects. In Swapna, it's awareness of the mind and thoughts, dreams. In Sushupti, it's awareness of nothing. There are no senses or sense objects or mind in Sushupti. And in Turiya, everything is there. But one realizes one's difference from it. That I am not this body, the senses, the sense objects, the mind, the thoughts, the dreams. I am not nothingness. I am not all-pervading space. I am the witness of it all. And that witnessing never changes. Every time you go and check on it, you'll find it's still the same. It's aware. And in Turiya, it's aware of being aware. That is to say, we all have access to these four states of consciousness simultaneously all the time. We just have to look. And this is where most people go wrong. They assume consciousness or awareness of awareness as nothing. And they get all caught up in the objects of this awareness. So we can't assume that the basis of all existence is nothing. That's nonsense. If the basis of everything that exists is nothing, then everything is nothing. This is nihilism. This is the philosophy propagated by some groups of Buddhists and other philosophers, especially Western materialist philosophers, that everything is ultimately nothing. Well, if it's nothing ultimately, then it's nothing now. So that undercuts the basis of all values, all morality, all purpose of life, and it leads to existential depression, meaninglessness, and suffering. Like Jean-Paul Sartre concluded, there is no exit from this existential condition. He was wrong. The exit is aham brahmasmi, I am Brahman. I am changeless. I am not affected by time. In all phases of time, past, present, future, whatever, I am always the same. Unchanging. Nature of Satchit Ananda. Eternal existence, awareness, and bliss. So there's nothing that can make me die or be reborn or be young or middle-aged or old. These are all attributes of the body. There's nothing that can make me feel sorrowful or angry or joyful, for that matter, because those are all attributes of the mind. And they're basically arbitrary. The same thing that causes one person joy can cause another person sorrow, and vice versa. So there is no standard for the mind. It's always arbitrary, individualistic, and conditional. So then what? I am not subject to any of these things because I'm not the body or the mind. I am separate from both of them. This I must be because my consciousness, or I consciousness, is unchanging. No matter what the conditions are, I'm still aware. And this is a matter of everyday experience that we can observe for ourselves. We just have to know the symptoms of the different states of consciousness and recognize that these are objects. The object of Jagrat, once again, is the senses and the objects. Of Svapna is the dreams and thoughts. Of Sushupti is deep sleep and nothingness. But the object of Turiya is consciousness itself. Are you conscious that you're conscious? Are you aware that you're aware? Then you're in Turiya. See, all four of these states of consciousness are going, accessible, and operative at the same time, all the time. It's just a matter of where we place our awareness. So if we think that we are the body, then we'll put our awareness there. If we think we are the mind, then we'll be aware of the thoughts, etc. If we think that if we're in deep sleep, then there's nothing. But to be in Turiya means we're aware of all of these at the same time, including Turiya being aware of itself. This is the nature of Brahman. Brahman is completely aware of itself without any instrument of knowledge, such as the senses or the mind, or knowledge, vidya. It doesn't need any of that because it is directly aware of itself without any intermediary. There is no object, there is no subject, and there is no process of knowing. It just is that way, always. That's the nature of Brahman. It's beyond cause and effect. It's beyond knowledge and ignorance. It's beyond pleasure and pain, and so on. Because it's non-dual. That's what it means. Non-duality. There's no difference between the subject and the object. That distinction simply doesn't exist. So we are Brahman all the time. And if we simply turn our minds inward, we can become aware of this. Or actually, we can recognize that we are already aware of this and have been since forever and always will be, because Brahman never changes.
Om Tat Sat, Om Shakti